And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Masterword, Follow the Guide. This is from Scorpion Mask and Yellow, and what this game is it's essentially a cooperative game in which players are playing a game of Mastermind, but with words, trying to figure out a word by giving clues, working together, one person being the guide, everyone else being seekers. Let's take a look. In this game, one player is going to be the guide. They're going to be taking a card from this box. There are 300 cards, well, 150 cards, but two sides each. And the cards tell you that then they go from easier to hard, and the cards go from 1 to 300, and they have a category to type. And everyone, the seekers, who's everyone else playing, will know the category, but only the guide knows what the answer is. Here, it's a cow. Everybody else is given a bunch of these cards and a pen, and each round of the game is 90 minutes. And what the other players are going to do is they're going to be discussing and writing some clues to some degree. They're trying to figure out what it is. So maybe we put farm, extinct, and reptile. And what the guide is going to do is they're going to put thumbs up for each answer that's correct. So in this case, farm would be correct. Now, the players don't know which clue is correct, so they'll start another 90-second round and maybe put out more clues, like jungle, dangerous, can fly. And in this case, the guy doesn't put out anything. Well, that's great. So now we know it can't fly, it's not dangerous, it doesn't live in the jungle. But we know it's one of these. And so we can talk back and forth. Okay, well, the extinct one's probably not right because most extinct animals are probably dangerous, maybe. It can't fly, it's not a bird, so it could very well be reptile. There's a few animals on the farm, and you can discuss that. You can even use the same clue again on a future one. At any point, if the players think they know the answer, they can write it and put it down here. Now, this is obviously not correct since it's not dangerous, and I probably would consider a bear to be dangerous. Players only have 3 of these red cards to put out. If they put out the one with the correct answer, then they win the game. The guide, once per game, can take one of these thumbs and put it on the card that it matches exactly to help everybody else out. The guide can also ask clarifying questions. Like when you're saying can fly, do you mean it has wings that can fly? You know, I don't know. There might be just something that you need to clarify with the people who are seeking. And that's it. If you run out of time, if everyone runs out of cards, which will happen after 6 rounds of the game, or 7 rounds of the game because you have these answer cards, then everyone loses. It is a cooperative game, and the seeker and guide are trying to win together. That's how you play. Opponent-wise, the game comes with a bunch of red markers here, and the cards themselves, they have this little eraser, which is nice. I like games that come with an eraser. If you're going to have something that you need to erase a lot, do so. And the game also comes with this nice little divider, which is definitely not Mickey Mouse's thumb. And you can put it in here to show where you're at because you want to keep them in order. This is not one where you pick a random card. I guess you could, but they do get more difficult as you go through, and I don't want to spoil it, but action, you can see is 107. Well, that could be a lot of things. I don't know what it is. And so this is the kind of game that literally there are 300 games inside this box to play. So everything stores very easily in this box here. And I like the graphics, the Mickey Mouse kind of knockoff, the old school style cartoon artwork. It works well. I mean, they're not great components, but it's a party game. I love Mastermind as a solo experience. I have it on my iPad. I have it on my computer every once in a while. If I want a mental challenge, I'll try it. It can be very tricky. It's usually colors, and you're trying to figure out what colors go into different slots. This is exactly the same thing, except it's words. Now, unlike the colors is very logical and easy to deduce because I'll say, okay, well, there's no greens and there's no reds, and we know there's one yellow, and you can figure it out. Here, even if you have a category, you saw that category animal, There are literally thousands of different animals it could be. So it's a much broader spectrum. So this is essentially Mastermind mixed with 20 questions, in the sense that you are narrowing things down, trying to break it out. In this one, you definitely, just like in Mastermind, you want to get a row with no thumbs, because once you have that, or all thumbs, I guess, but no thumbs is more likely to happen, because at that point you can say, all right, we can eliminate these things and narrow it down. I have only won this game once with people. It is a tricky game, and there's a lot of groupthink going on. And while I really do like the game, okay, I'm going to say straight up I like the game, there's a couple things that keep me from loving it. One of those things is Mastermind to me tends to be a solo experience. I don't mind the talking back and forth. You have 90 seconds per round. So it does, by the way, make for a fairly short game. That's good. But it's the kind of thing where I just want to sit there and puzzle it out almost. And I think I really like that. Doing it in a group is just a different experience. I'm not saying it's necessarily worse, and I'm not saying I'm smarter than other people. But it's definitely kind of it takes a leap out there. And sometimes someone's going to say, well, I'm writing this clue whether you want me to or not. So there's that. Secondly, the guide in this game is literally not playing. They have one decision over the course of the game, and that's where to put that thumb, that wild clue that they give everybody. And I guess they can ask some clarifying questions. And the rule book even says, hey, you could even kind of fudge on the answers if you think a clue is technically correct, but it will just lead people astray. Sure, and that definitely will happen. But they're like a dungeon master. They're just facilitating the game, essentially. Yes, they want people to win, so that's good. They're not trying to make people lose. But you're kind of just there, and you're sitting there quietly, frustrated sometimes as you hear people talking and going, just give this specific clue and you'd get it. Every single person who has been the guide has express these same feelings to me, in that sense that I just wanted to tell you all this. And I definitely have felt that as the guide myself. Now, that being said, it's interesting. It's fun. It provides a good experience. I like the game. I like Mastermind, and I like the discussions, and I like that it's hard, but it is attainable. Now, for some people, maybe your group thinks so strong that it's going to be easier. This is not a bad icebreaker game because it requires you to talk to other people and you're working together with logic. And yeah, like I said, the game goes up in difficulty. I haven't been playing in order. We've been pulling cards up, and yes, some of those higher numbers are indeed quite tricky. But it certainly feels different and the same at the same time. It's definitely like Mastermind, but it does feel different than other party games that are out there. It's a thinkier one, but a thinkier one that does inspire a lot of talking back and forth between the players. So that's Masterword. Certainly check it out. A lot of fun. And again, the motif here, I think I like that too on top of everything else. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching the Dice Tower. We'll see you all next time. Dice Tower judgment approved.